Melek. I'm a current student at Hult International Business School. I'm Tunisian and I'm a neurodivergent student. And today I'm with one of my favorite professors, Georgio. And
hi everyone, to introduce myself as well, my name is Georgio and I teach management related courses and have been with Hult since September 2012.
So today we're gonna be talking about how to teach neurodivergent students. And my first question is, so as a neurodivergent student, I'm epileptic. I know firsthand that each person has a different learning method, and how do you accommodate each and every neurodivergent student?
Obviously, from my part, I'm here to make sure that I show enough empathy towards every single student, regardless of them being neurodivergent or not. I like to make sure that the environment feels safe for every student, and to that effect, for them to feel comfortable to come to me and sort of discuss if they feel they need to have specific accommodations, and ensure that from my part I understand completely the situation and see how I can make sure I help through the process of their learning, and also to feel part of the wider group, and to make sure that they deliver at the best of their abilities. So, for example, you and I have had conversations about it. I've had other students saying to me things like, I absorb information better if I have someone reading out loud a case study, for example, to me before I answer the questions. And so therefore it's about working, not just me and the student, it's also about working collectively with the deanery as well, to make sure that we provide enough resources to allow for that to happen effectively. But the most important thing for me is that I want the students to thrive and to feel safe, to come and speak to me about it and figure out a way forward. Because like correctly you said, Melek, there's different types of neurodivergence, and therefore it can vary.
Actually, yeah, exactly. That's exactly what I feel like in your classroom. I definitely feel safe, and even if sometimes I'm not very communicative about what I feel, you definitely see it. Like 2 days ago in class, you came to see me and see what was up with me, and it really helped me thrive, and it makes me want to go to the classroom and just succeed and be more, just succeed more in my studies.
Yeah, exactly. And I think that ultimately, whether a person is neurodivergent or not, the point of the matter is to accept difference, be comfortable with difference, and see everyone on an equal basis, and make sure that they achieve their full potential. And so it's about observing behaviors, observing dynamics in the classroom, and if I notice that someone perhaps is not exactly, the morale or their general mood or whatever, and it's about gently inquiring into it on a one-to-one basis, and ensuring that I give out the energy that you can come to me if you need to, because obviously I'm here as a support mechanism.
Neurodiversity is not really a topic that is widely talked about. So in your opinion, how can we raise awareness amongst neurotypical academics or people about how the neurodivergent brain works?
Yeah, it's an interesting question, because I think that within the classroom, in academic terms, we often talk about diversity in the workplace, diversity in the classroom, in the school and whatnot, but a lot of the times it is true that we don't perhaps place enough emphasis on neurodivergence, because I think there are certain other types of diversity and inclusion at the workplace or at the school that have been, let's say, more challenging over the years, and therefore they're given more attention. But it's super important that we address neurodiversity as well amongst our student body, and that can happen obviously through the material we teach, making sure that it's part of as many courses as we teach, as well as creating that, what I mentioned before, that sort of level of safety between professors or even staff and diverse students, so that it is not it's not a taboo, so to speak, and more importantly, that is actually discussed so that we can understand one another and to that effect bring about even better results than we historically have done.
Giorgio, so what type of practical methods did the school take in order to help evaluate neurodivergent students?
It's not so much about the evaluation side of things, but it's more about assisting in any way we can in practical ways to make sure that they deliver the desirable outcomes. So, for example, in many cases, some students might need additional time during an exam or an in-class test, and therefore a person from the deanery will be assigned to sit with them on a one-to-one basis and sort of invigilate them during the time that they take a test.
Yeah, a lot of my friends have that.
Yes, absolutely. As well as if a student requires more time to prepare for an essay, that will be given to them. And even things like what I mentioned before about students being assigned a person from the deanery again to read out a case study to them so that they're able to understand and process the information and then be able to answer the questions that come with that case study that we do as part of our homework that the students need to do. So those kind of methods we definitely make sure that we help them with. In case of presentations, they could be given again additional time if they need to, and even in the past there were students that said that they had a real issue with presenting, and so therefore I had to find an alternative way to evaluate them so that I helped through the process.
Thank you so much, Giorgio, for your time. I had a very lovely chat with you, and it has been super helpful.
Oh, you're welcome, and of course it's a topic that we can talk about for hours, but it's been a lovely conversation, and hopefully we can move even more forward than from where we're now.